Hi, readers. So before we get started with reading today, I want you to imagine a hot pot of boiling water, right? Like as you're standing over the stove and you put the water in and the water starts to heat up, all of a sudden you start to see bubbles. And then as you keep watching it, the bubbles keep getting bigger and bigger and they get faster and faster. And you see a lot more bubbles, right? Well, stories are kind of just like that too, right? Imagine a character kind of moving in the same direction. We kind of think about a character kind of going up the mountain, and then they face a challenge, and then they come to another challenge, and the pressure and the tension keeps building. It's kind of just like that pot of water. So today, readers, I want to teach you that as we get near the end of a story, towards the end of our story maps, we have to expect that that tension is going to build to a boiling point. And when this happens, you have to pay very close attention to how the main character is tested. And you have to notice how that character reacts and how they think. And you have to stop and you have to ask yourself a very important question. And the question that I want you to ask yourself when you get to that point is, why might this be important to the character's journey? Why is it important to the character's journey along our story mountain? So, readers, when we're nearing the end of Opal's journey, we kind of, when we left off reading, things were kind of just starting to heat up, right? Remember, the thunderstorm began and Opal discovered that Winn-Dixie was missing, right? That's starting to, almost like that boiling water, it's starting to heat up. We can feel the tension. That tells us that we're getting really close to the story's climax. So I'm going to read a little bit more than usual today. And as I do, you're going to notice that things are really going to heat up for Opal, right? And I want you to stop and I want you to think, how is Opal being tested in this chapter? Okay. All right. I'm going to read a little bit of chapter 24. I kept on going over and over the list in my head. I memorized it the same way I had memorized the list of 10 things about my mama. I memorized it so if I didn't find him, I would have some part of him to hold on to. But at the same time, I thought of something I had never thought of before. And that was that list of things couldn't even begin to show somebody the real Winn-Dixie. Just like the list of 10 things couldn't ever get me to know my mama. And thinking about that made me cry even more. Right? Are your hearts racing as you read that? Because Opal's really being tested here. What do you think? Stop and think about that. Who thinks Opal is facing the possibility of losing Winn-Dixie forever? Give me a thumbs up if you're thinking that, right? And that's really making her really sad. It's making her upset. And then the tears start to flow because she loves Winn-Dixie with all of her heart. He was kind of like her first friend in Naomi. He kind of helped her to make all kinds of friends too when we think about it. So I'm going to finish reading the chapter now. And as I finish reading this chapter, I want you to think about other ways that Opal's being tested here. Okay, you might even want to jot some notes down. And I want you to think about, why might this be important to Opal's journey as we're kind of getting to the end of our story and coming down this story mountain. Me and the preacher looked for a long time, and finally he said we had to quit. But Daddy, I said, Winn-Dixie's out there somewhere. We can't leave him. Opal, the preacher said, we have looked and looked, and there's only so much looking we can do. I can't believe you're going to give up, I told him. India, Opal, the preacher said, rubbing his nose, don't argue with me. I stood and stared at him. The rain had let up some. It was mostly a drizzle now. It's time to head back, the preacher said. No, I told him, you can go ahead and go, but I'm going to keep looking. Opal, the preacher said in a real soft voice, it's time to give up. You always give up, I shouted. You're always pulling your head inside your stupid old turtle shell. I bet you didn't even go out looking for Mama when she left. I bet you just let her run off too. Baby, the preacher said. I couldn't stop her. I tried. Don't you think I wanted her to stay too? Don't you think I missed her every day? He spread his arms out wide and then dropped them to his sides. I tried, he said. I tried. And then he did something I couldn't believe. He started to cry. The preacher was crying. His shoulders were moving up and down, and he was making snuffly noises. And don't believe losing Winn-Dixie doesn't upset me as much as it does you, he said. I love that dog. I love him too. Daddy, I said. I went and wrapped my arms around his wrist. He was crying so hard he was shaking. It's all right, I told him. It's okay. Shh, I said to him like he was a little scared kid. Everything will be okay. We stood there hugging and rocking back and forth, and after a while the preacher stopped shaking, and I still held on to him, and finally I got the nerve to ask the question I wanted to ask. Do you think he's ever going to come back? I whispered. No, the preacher said. No, I do not. I've hoped and prayed and dreamed about it for years, but I don't think she'll ever come back. Gloria says that you can't hold on to anything, that you can only love what you've got, that you can only love what you've got while you've got it. She's right, the preacher said. Gloria Dump is right. I'm not ready to let Winn-Dixie go, I said. I had forgotten about him for a minute. What with thinking about Mama. We'll keep looking, said the preacher. The two of us will keep looking for him. But do you know what? I just realized something, India Opal. When I told you your Mama took everything with her, I forgot one thing. One very important thing that she left behind. What? I asked. You, he said. Thank God your Mama left me you. And he hugged me tighter. I'm glad I've got you too, I told him, and I meant it. I took hold of his hand and we started walking back into town, calling and whistling for Winn-Dixie the whole way. Wow, Opal's really being tested as we finish reading the end of that chapter, right? I want you to think about why might this be important to her journey as we're getting towards the end of our story and we're reaching the climax. What do you guys think? Right? I have a feeling that you guys are thinking that Opal isn't alone, right? She's upset about something. She's trying to tell her dad that she's upset. And in this part of the story, they learn that you can't give up, right? When she says you're always pulling your head inside of that stupid turtle shell, I bet you you didn't even go looking on for Mama when she left. I bet you just ran off too. That text evidence, right? She's kind of like blaming her dad for her mom leaving. And then we have to stop and ask ourselves, why is that important to Opal's journey? And that conversation, when she finally gets that out to her dad, it actually brings them closer together, right? They share that moment, and he cries, and she holds him, and she tells him everything's going to be okay. And then he thanks her mom for leaving her behind so that he has her, right? That's really important in Opal's journey. It brings her dad and her closer together. And then after that, what do? Right? They keep going and looking for Winn-Dixie when in the beginning, the preacher said, we're going home, we're done looking. It's really important. So readers, you just did some really higher level thinking, right? So today, as you are reading about your characters and thinking about the relationships with the other characters in the story, and you realize when something big happens, kind of like that pot of water is boiling, I want you to stop, and I want you to ask yourself, why might this be important to the character's journey? And I want you to jot it down. Okay? So, readers, on our anchor charts, we need to make sure that when we're following our story mountains, we need to stop and notice how the character is tested during a story's climax. We need to jot that down. And then we need to ask ourselves, why might this be important to the character's journey? So today, readers, I'm going to leave you with that challenge. I want you to open up those books. I want you to find the spot in your story. Keep reading until you get to that spot where the character faces kind of like a big problem and that tension builds. And I want you to stop and think about why you think that part is so important to the story. Just like that part of our story where that relationship brought Opal and her dad closer together, those parts are going to be important in your stories too. And I want you to stop and I want you to jot it down so that you can share it with us. All right, readers, enjoy your books today. I can't wait to hear about them. Off you go.